Okay. Hello everyone, I am Hijack, and I'm here with another build for Soulstone Survivors. I have a build for the Engineer that I think is very fun and kind of interesting, based upon summon, so summoning different things. So I'm here joined by my two dogs. I have George in the back there, and you can see in the upper left corner you got Lady. Lady's a French Bulldog, and they're here to, they obviously help, create the build. So, um, let's get started. So, the engineer, the weapon that I'm using here is the second weapon. It's the robot launcher, and I have it upgraded a bit, not fully. So, this weapon is gonna summon different things. So, the first weapon skill summons like a turret, and the second one summons little spider, mechanized spiders, mechanical spiders that follow you around. And then the artifact power is another turret that causes shattered, and it will also target, like, all of these will target elites or bosses, so they're pretty good in that sense. So they're going to focus down the targets you want to focus down. Now, since this was a summon, you can see these are all summons. I thought, well, why not, try to make a summoning build with the engineer, and so that's what I did. So we have the runes we have here. We have the two that I most often use pretty much on every character. You have the special weapon added, your second skill already. That's this first rune. And then you have reroll mastery, right? Get a reroll every 5 levels. The third rune here is skill mastery and nature. And you basically take some of these summons and summoning buff. So the bestial wrath, which gives movement speed and multicast to your summons. Very good. There are a few different summons you can choose from here, frankly. I think kind of going with poison is good, and cunning as well. So, like, these two here that cause poison and are cunning, I like those. And then the War Tiger causes bleed and also has cunning. So those are all going to focus down bosses and elites. So that's kind of what you want there. Now, something else that I like too is having one of these things that taunt with you, if as well, possibly. I mean, you could go with plague rats, and that gives you more poison too. So it's kind of, you have a little bit of flexibility here. But I think having some taunt is nice. That way, it takes a little bit of, you don't have a lot of like protection yourself with this because it's your summons doing the work. So you kind of want one of these. And I haven't done a lot of experimentation with which one, but we'll take the cave bear because the cave bear gives damage and maximum health to nearby allies, so that's decent. So I would take those ones, right? For the other skills, it is very summoning focused, so you take extra help, which gives you maximum quantity of your summons +1. You have commanding presence, which reduces your damage but increases damage of your summon. We're not going to be doing like much, if any, damage ourselves anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Our summons are going to be doing the damage, so that's fine. The damage of summon units increases with how many there are, so perfect. We're summoning a ton. That's going to give them even more damage. And then the last one up here, we have one extra skill slot, but all damage you cause is reduced by 50%. So you have an extra skill slot. You can summon more things, so that's totally fine. And so all those work together pretty well to kind of enhance our build. The skill tree I have, just to show y'all, I don't have it fully completed with the engineer, so it's not like you have to have everything filled out. And frankly, some of the stuff that is ammunition related isn't going to help you anyway, but just to show you, I don't have... well, ammunition does help. I shouldn't say that, but you're mainly the summons that are doing things, so yeah, ammunition does help, so shouldn't say that. But I don't have all the skills, so I'm definitely not min-max on the build yet, but just want to show it off because I think it's pretty interesting and fun. So we'll load in here, and we'll just go to the Scorching Valley, max curse, so curse intensity I have all these activated. I don't think I'm missing anything. Yeah, all those are activated. Curse intensity is 62, and we will just see how this goes here. So immediately, right, we're going to have some of our summons thrown down, spiders and the turrets, right? And they can kind of, you know, clean up things around us already. You know, there's this, you know, at first, we're not going to have to do much. Now, it's nice. These guys will follow us around, so we can go and pick up experience safely. One thing to watch out for is if you have this Spectre activated, it's at higher curse levels, you can have it. They'll kind of kill your summons, or they can, so you just want to be conscious of that. Like, so if I get next to this guy, he's going to trigger this thing. And sometimes it'll do damage to your summons. Here are the plasma turrets from the artifact. Alright, already you can see that this is, you know, just the stuff we have already is quite good. And when we level up here, we're going to be looking out for anything, the Bestial Wrath ability I mentioned, which is going to buff our summons, or any of the summons themselves. So let's check it out here. Okay, so none of these are particularly good. I mean, crit chance is like applied to the summons, so you can consider grabbing that. There's the Bestial Wrath, which is going to be good. Speed is fine for now. Damage modifier for physical. Now that should apply to a lot of our summons, so that's pretty good. Alright, so let's try to get rid of some of these. The ammo box is okay. At least it helps some of our summons, so we can grab that. Area of effect is good. Heavy artillery is fine for now. I actually think I prefer some of the other things, some of the other summons, but like damage modifier for any of them. Putrid, Hounds, very good. Let's see how it goes. There you go. So you can see that they are really focusing down the Lords of the Void, right? Look at that. Crazy damage. We have one of our skills from our skill tree for the engineer gives us this mech suit. So if we collect these ore fragments, we go into the mech suit. I frankly don't know exactly what the mech suit does. It might actually help our summons. I'm not entirely sure, but here we go. So next round of bosses. So we will try to get some other things here. So let's try to find one more summon for us. There we go. Plague Viper. That's great. Multicast. Duration of Bestial Wrath. I love the War Tigers. I think it's better than the Heavy Artillery, so put that in. Cast frequency does help our summons. It makes them shoot faster or more. And then this is pretty good because we're applying a lot of bleed and poison, so that should be good, and our summons will also apply that. Damage for the Hounds, that's great. Speed, damage. Yeah, basically anything that is going to help our summons out is what we want. There we go. Let's see how fast these go down. Look at that. Look at that. It just wild damage.
Darkness we rise. Thank you for the Soulstone.
Get more levels here, so move faster. I don't really want to upgrade the Mechatron. I mean, it might be good, but I just feel like I just want to focus on my summons in this build, and that tends to be good. I'm going to banish this one. All attacks apply bleed, that's fine. Cannibal Spider upgrade. All attacks apply poison. So notice because we have a lot of nature skills now, we can kind of get nature upgrades, and those benefit us quite a bit. That's fine. Area of effect for all of those. A lot of our summons. Cast frequency of the hounds. Multicast for the blast summons. Ooh, I did not see that. Okay, gonna get this mineral. Very good. Wonderful, gather up the experience. Alright, next round of bosses. Lords of the Void. Just going down so fast. I mean, it's like...
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Not bad at all. Alright. Alright, level up here again, and we'll look out for... just, again, anything that helps the summons out, so... Critical chance of summons is totally fine. We can start applying Doom. We wanted. That's good. This is really great, increasing quantity of our summons. Crit damage of the summon. Rotting is extremely good. That increases poison. Basically, the poison does more damage. Like, just... Not exactly, but, I mean, that's the end result. Ooh.
Finally a big target. Good for stress testing.
Here we go. See how fast these guys go down. Look at that. It's crazy. Crazy damage.
The White King won't win while my gears still turn.
Let's try to take out some of these towers here. Make it easier for us. Get all the experience with that. Okay, last wave here. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Alrighty then. We'll go to Endless here. Let's grab a couple more. So damage, multicast. We'll reroll that. Multicast of our skills there. Tiger upgrade, Hound upgrade, Sentry upgrade, cast frequency, reroll, cast frequency of that, cast frequency of that. So now you can kind of like wonder, I mean, so let's look at the damage here, because the two of our like base skills, weapon skills, are doing decent damage, so you might not want to like get rid of those. But the bear here is going to offer some utility, so it might, in the end, be better to say take out, like, I don't know, the Sentry or something. Or even maybe the War Tiger, right? For something like the Bear. Okay, that actually, you know, not only benefits your summons and yourself in terms of damage and health, it also taunts. So we could throw this in. And I might even just throw it in for, like, say, the ammo box. I mean, that might be the best thing to do. So let's try that. We'll go to the kind of in one of the types of infinite rounds here. See if we can cruise through this one.
I've broken dragons before your time. This is child's play.
Look at the bears. The bears. And so now I'll lower the VFX a little bit more. I guess that's fine. It still doesn't change that much.
Bigger canvas. Let's make some art here.
Alright, let's see how fast they go down. Well, there we go. Not bad.
Secured. That's how we do it, void demons.
Alright, we have a few levels here, so go in here. Ooh, dismemberment. Very good. Viper damage. Powerful strikes, fine. Increased damage bleed. Viper frequency. Reroll that. Make the War Tiger, War Tiger. Damage of the spiders. Damage of vipers. Ooh, more cave bears. Very cool. Cast frequency. I'll just take the multicast, that's fine. Increase poison damage.
Built for legends. Let's see if you can handle my.
Alright, let's take a look. Very nice. Yep.
Soulstone, check. Another problem solved. Next. All right. Blacksmith will criteria.
I feel like these are just bait.
Mineral.
Like, getting in these areas is just bait at this point, because
Time to meet.
you end up having, like, bosses spawn on you while you're in here, and you're like, oh no. Ooh. Take him down. There we go. There we go, there we go.
Drawing board for you.
Alright, level here. Cast frequency. Damage. Cast frequency. Damage modifier for those. That's fine. Totally fine. Increased damage of poison. Multi-cast. I guess, I mean, more Doom. It's fine. More Vipers. That's really good. Damage modifier for 3 of our summons. That's great. Reroll that. Casting. Speed here. Multicast. Okay. Ooh.
Strength perfected. Finally, a proper field test. Come here, young lug.
Yeah, can't even, like, you know. Maybe this will. Maybe I'll be able to get this. Okay, I was able to get it. Now to get out of here. Look at that. They just go down so fast, right?
Gotcha. The White King won't win while my gears still turn.
Okay, have a few more levels here. Let's pull. Let's level up before this last boss sequence. Reroll crit chance. I mean, that sounds good. Damage modifier for those, or crit chance for those. Crit chance for those. Reroll cast frequency for the bears. Just get more health, I guess. Crit chance. Damage to the bears. Okay. Alright, let's see. Yep. It's working. Okay. Cool. I'm sure we could go a lot further with this. I mean, but we'll end it there, right? So you can see that the summons, right, are definitely the heavy lifters. So it's all of the damage. I mean, and Putrid Hound's doing the most because we were getting a lot of poison there. So they definitely did a ton of damage. So, and if we look at the breakdown for passive damage, right, we have a lot of damage, right, from poison. Look at that, 261 million. Not even all of it, because you have to combine the other ones too, right? So poison definitely doing a lot there. But if you think about how much the Putrid Hounds were doing, even like looking at this, the summons were doing still by far most of the damage. So glad you could join me. And hope you enjoyed the build. If you have any... Oops, didn't click that. You have any other ideas for the build, or maybe ways to improve it, or you have ideas for other builds to see, just let me know. And hope to see you. If you like the video, like, subscribe. Hope to see you in the next one.